Hey, what's going on everyone? TCG here coming at you with some Banlist news. So earlier today they dropped the new ban list that's going to be going into effect December 1st. Now I've already looked at this isn't going to be a reaction, but we're going to go through it and talk about it. I have a few thoughts. I think this is interesting to say the least, but let's just jump into it. You guys probably already know what's going on as well, but let's do a little discussion and recap. So first of all, going to the banned section right away, we have Curious, the Lightsworn Dominion. Now, this is like 2 or 3 months past due. I don't know why they hit Curious now, but now with the Ishizu stuff, tier limit decks are not playing Curious. It's not really necessary. We're in a tier 1 format with the Ishizu cards, so this is just too late in my opinion. This does nothing. But the number one ban that we're probably all very happy for is Mystic Mine. Finally, after multiple formats of this card being a problem and seeing a lot of play, Mystic Mine is banned. Although Mystic Mine isn't seeing as much play now, it's still worth the ban. You know, when we're out of this tier 0 format and more decks can play and there's a bigger variety of decks, Mystic Mine would be a problem in the future, so I'm glad that they just banned it and we don't have to worry about it anymore. Now moving to the limited section, there's only one new card, and that is Herald of Orange Light. It went from 3 to 1. Herald of the Orange Light is a great hand trap type card for a few different decks, the first one being of course Ishizu tier, but Drytron played it. Fairy decks, of course, took advantage of it. I don't think this does a whole lot. I think Ishizu tier is still going to play the one of. Drytron's still going to play the one of, because why not? You can search it. I just don't think this does anything really to hurt Ishizu tier. I mean, you're not going to be seeing it as much, but still, this is a weird hit in my opinion. Not totally necessary either. And then for the semi-limits, we just have one as well, and that's Lurilisk Recital Starling. I mean, congrats, Bird Up players, I guess. Drytron builds run this sometimes, so it's whatever. I think it's fine. But now here's where the list is really crazy. All of the unlimits. So we have Teller Knight, Ptolemaeus. I think I said that right. I actually didn't really play the game when Teller Knights were very popular, so I'm not honestly too familiar with some of these. But yeah, Teller Knight, Ptolemaeus is at 3 now. It was banned, so that kind of shows like the power creep and kind of where we're at now compared to back then. I briefly read over this card. It just seems like a pretty good rank 4. I thought about maybe having fun with it and putting in Teller Knights with Exo Sisters. I don't know, that could be a thing. But here's where it's even more insane. We have 3-dimensional fissure. Well, the 3 formation Tenki's fine, but 3 Macrocosmos and 3 Metaverse. Tenki and Metaverse, in my opinion, are just whatever. I think that's fine. Congrats to Tri Brigade players for having 3 Tenki again. Dimensional Fissure and Macrocosmos, though, is just insane. Exo Sisters can take advantage of all of these. Flu definitely can. There's quite a few decks that this hurts, though, not just Tier Limits. Tier Limits can out these two, but like, I mean, sure, these are good against any graveyard based deck, but this hurts a lot more rogue decks and things out there that aren't even a problem right now. So if you're playing a graveyard based strategy and you're going up against a deck that can run 3-dimensional fissure, 3 Macrocosmos, that's gonna suck for you. I don't think this was the answer to Ishizu tier, and I don't think that's what they were trying to do with this list. I really don't know what this list was for, but I do feel like whenever we see a ban list again, I'm hoping maybe February, maybe sometime very early next year, I think that ban list is going to just crush everything. I think they're going to let people play Ishizu tier for a little bit longer, sell some more Magnificent Mavens, and then early next year I think they're going to do a big ban list. We haven't really had a huge crazy ban list like that in a while, and I think it's long overdue. This definitely hit a few problem cards, Mystic Mine being number 1, but these unlimits are insane, And now we're in a Shizu tier and Flu format, which I'm very tired of both of those decks. I will be doing an Ishizu tier deck profile because I did want to learn the deck, and it is crazy to be in a tier 0 format, but honestly, it's not my favorite. I've been jumping into Pokemon here and there. That's a whole nother discussion, but you know, just trying to find something a little bit different to do with my time while we're in this weird format that isn't very fun in my opinion. Now, I think this is different than other tier 0 formats where like the skill that you have to play Ishizu tier is kind of high. Like you can easily misplay. I'm misplaying all the time. I just recently finished the deck, and yeah, I have lots of misplays. I want to definitely get better with the deck, but there's lots of chain links, lots of different separate chains that go on. So I feel like that is something good about this tier 0 format, especially knowing how to play against the mirror. I think that's very important. It is in any tier 0 format, but I feel like other tier 0 formats in the past were like anybody could just do the basic combo and win. This, I feel like, takes a little bit more skill and knowing the game a little bit more. And if you do and you play better than your opponent, then you're rewarded with a win. So I feel like that aspect of it is good, but at the same time, whether you're watching a big event on stream and it's just the same deck for 10 rounds, that's not fun to watch. If you're playing a different deck or a budget deck or a rogue deck, you're not gonna maybe do so well at larger events, which is super unfortunate because I just like seeing a variety. You know, not everybody wants to play this deck or can afford it or whatever the situation is. This deck's, you know, not for everybody. So I don't really like tier 0 formats, but they do have some good aspects to them, but not many. This ban list overall, though, really doesn't do a whole lot. Like I said, the biggest problem card that is finally gone is Mystic Mine. These unlimits scare me. Everything else doesn't really matter. It doesn't hit what the problem decks are right now, but I don't think that was their intention in the first place. Which, in that case, why even make this list? Like, why not add all of these to whenever we get one, like in a couple months from now? I thought this was going to be some crazy emergency ban list, but it's not. This is weird. It doesn't really affect the decks that I've been messing with and I've been playing. It's just some of my decks are gonna lose to having 3-dimensional fissure out there and 3 macrocosmos. So yikes, we'll have to figure out what to side and how to properly counter those, but we will see. But let me know what you think of this ban list. Some people really like this. I guess if you're an Ishizu tier player, you live a couple more months, but we'll see what happens. This is interesting, like I said, to say the least. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. Stay tuned for more Yu-Gi-Oh news, updates, deck profiles, anything about Yu-Gi-Oh I like to talk about and cover on this channel. And if you guys are up to seeing Pokemon content in the future, please let me know. I'm trying to get some feedback. I've had a few people say no, just stick with Yu-Gi-Oh. But, you know, I'd like a couple more opinions if it's something you guys wouldn't care seeing, or if you don't mind it's on the channel, let me know. Otherwise, I do have a separate TCG and video game channel, JS Games. You guys can go check out if you do want to see future Pokemon videos. So anyways, that's it for me today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or night or whenever you're watching this, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out and have a good one.